The eavesdropper's lesson. The castle's great hall was hushed by the firelight. Long shadows stretched across the carved stone walls, flickering as the torches guttered in their iron brackets. Above, the beams of the high roof groaned faintly against the evening wind, and one of the smaller chambers, richly hung with tapestries of hunting scenes, a quiet conversation was taking place. Two noblewomen sat upon a cushioned bench near the hearth, a lady of the house, regal and tall, and her younger sister, visiting for the week. Their voices, soft but steady, carried the weight of family matters, alliances, court gossip, and the running of the estate. But the two women were not alone. Outside the chamber door, barely concealed by a tapestry that hung along the corridor, crouched a young woman of 20 years. She wore a maroon velvet dress, the hem brushing the cold flagstones, her long hair partly covered by a linen veil. Her blue eyes sparkled with curiosity as she pressed her ear closer to the wooden frame. She had not meant to linger at first. Passing by, she had caught her mother's voice, speaking in that low, conspiratorial tone reserved for private matters. Curiosity was a fire in her veins. What could be more irresistible to a daughter than hearing her mother and aunt discuss the secrets of the household? So she stayed, silent, breath held, straining to catch every word. Caught in the act inside, the elder woman, her mother, paused suddenly. She was not a lady easily deceived. Tall, dignified, clad in a gown of dark green trimmed with gold, she had learned through years of ruling her household to sense when eyes or ears pried where they should not. She stopped mid-sentence, her gaze lifting to the chamber door. Her sister frowned. "What is it?" The lady raised a hand. "Someone listens." A silence fell, broken only by the crackle of the fire. Outside, the daughter froze, her heart hammering. Had she been discovered? She pressed herself against the wall, praying the tapestry would hide her. Then came her mother's voice, sharp and commanding. "Step forth, child. I know you are there." The words pierced like an arrow. The young woman hesitated, then slowly pushed the tapestry aside. Her maroon velvet dress swished as she emerged, her cheeks aflame, her mother's eyes narrowed. "So, you thought to creep like a thief in your own house? To drink in words not meant for you?" I only," she stammered, "no excuses." The lady's voice cut across hers, brooking no argument. The aunt, seated comfortably, raised an amused brow. "She has her father's ears, keen and restless. But her manners, those, she must learn yet." The daughter looked down at her slippered feet, shame and guilt mixing with the tremor of being caught. The confrontation. Her mother rose from the bench, her gown flowing heavily as she crossed the chamber. She stood before her daughter, her presence towering, her gaze stern. "You disgrace yourself with such behavior," she said firmly. "A noblewoman does not slink and creep about, listening where she should not. You mock our honor when you act so." "I meant no harm, mother," the daughter whispered, twisting her hands in her dress. "Harm comes not only by sword, child, but by careless ears and loose tongues. Did you think secrets overheard remain secrets? You shame your aunt with your childishness, and you shame me." The aunt chuckled softly. "Do not be too harsh, sister. She is young, and curiosity is a stubborn weed in the garden of youth." "Then the weed must be pulled," the mother replied sharply. She took her daughter by the wrist, not cruelly, but firmly, and led her toward the cushioned bench. The girl's heart leapt in dread. She had expected a lecture, perhaps even the loss of privileges. But her mother's grip suggested something else, something more immediate. "The lesson on the sofa. Sit," her mother commanded. The young woman obeyed, lowering herself onto the bench. The velvet of her gown rustled softly beneath her. She looked up, confused. "Take off your slippers," her mother added, her eyes widened. "Mother, please, no please. Remove them." Reluctantly, she slid off the soft leather slippers, revealing her pale feet, delicate and bare against the stone floor. Her mother sat beside her, her face calm but resolute. "Since you behaved like a child, you shall be corrected as one. But I will not use the rod, nor lock you away. No. Your punishment shall be of another sort, one you will not forget quickly." Before her daughter could react, the mother seized one of her feet, pinning it lightly across her lap. The aunt laughed outright now, covering her mouth with a hand. "Ah, I see your method. Truly, you are clever." The girl's eyes widened further. "Mother." "No, you cannot," but she could. Her mother's fingers danced along the sole of her foot, swift and merciless. The sensation jolted through her, sending her into fits of uncontrollable laughter. She kicked with her free leg, twisting on the bench, but her mother's grip was firm. "Mother. Please, stop. This will teach you not to eavesdrop," her mother declared, her voice calm above her daughter's helpless giggles. "Let each laugh remind you of the folly of disobedience." The aunt leaned back, shaking her head with amusement. "Better than a scolding, I dare say. And far more memorable." The young woman gasped for breath between shrieks of laughter, her cheeks red, her eyes watering. She tried to cover her feet with her hands, but her mother caught the other foot as well, tickling her mercilessly. Minutes passed, though to the daughter it felt an eternity. Her laughter echoed off the chamber walls, drowning even the crackle of the hearth. Finally, when she was breathless, her mother relented. Aftermath: the girl collapsed against the bench cushion, still giggling weakly, her hair falling loose from her veil. She pulled her feet to herself, tucking them beneath her gown, her face glowing with embarrassment. Her mother regarded her with a stern but softened gaze. "You will think twice before you sneak again. Do you understand?" "Yes, mother," she panted, catching her breath. Her aunt gave a light clap of her hands. "Well done, sister. She will never forget this lesson." And no mark left, save the memory of her own laughter. The girl groaned, hiding her face in her hands. "I shall never live this down." Her mother reached out, lifting her chin gently. "Take pride not in your mischief, but in the correction that follows. A woman's honor is her greatest treasure. Guard it well, even from your own folly." The daughter nodded, humbled. The aunt smiled knowingly. "Come, child. Tomorrow we shall ride to the meadow. You may redeem yourself by keeping my counsel, not stealing it." The girl gave a sheepish smile, still sore from her laughter. "I will, aunt. I promise." And so the chamber settled once more. The fire crackled, the shadows danced, and the lesson of the night lingered in the heart of a young woman who had thought curiosity harmless. She now knew better, for in her mother's house, even mischief was met not with cruelty, but with correction, sometimes sharp, sometimes stern, but always with love at its root, and though she blushed to recall it, she knew she would never again press her ear to a door that was not meant for her.